Have you ever been going along really well with your progress and all the rest of it, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, and then all of a sudden life throws a curveball and your whole routine's knocked out of the way and all your momentum falls apart and you find yourself right back to where you started? You know, research shows that routine is one of the keys to taking control of your mental health and well-being, but the problem is life's not always routine. Yeah, like life happens, lockdowns happen. Nick Kenny here, keynote speaker and mental health facilitator. I found the key to getting past this is to look for alternatives or have ones lined up as well. And in this video, I'll show you how you can tap into this. Like, perfect example, right? When lockdown hit, I was in a pretty good place, and I had, all of a sudden, like a lot of people, I had my movement, as in my gym membership, taken away from me. I had my meaning, which was this job that I had putting conferences together, and I had my social connections disrupted. Like, they all came to an end. No conferences, no gyms, man, no meeting up with people, right? And I knew on like a really instinctive level that movement, meaning and mates were the key to maintaining this sanity, right? And I thought, man, if I don't do something about this, I'm going to be in trouble. So I jumped online. I tried to get these dumbbells. Well, the day they announced the lockdown, I remember I jumped on one of the websites and I was clicking on these dumbbells and putting them into the shopping cart, and by the time I go back to get more, go back to the shopping cart, they were gone. Like, they were selling out quick, man, so I couldn't get any. Instead, I went to the park and I figured out how to use the forks in trees to do like pull-ups and chin-ups and dips and things like that. And I started doing laps as well. So that was my movement, and that got me through it. The meaning side of it, man, like, I was looking at lockdown like, whoa, I'm going to be bored, no job, can't really do anything. And when you got a history like I do, you don't want to be bored. You really don't want to be bored. So I took it as an opportunity. I enrolled in a diploma of counselling, and that kept me on the straight and narrow pretty well. And the other thing as well, like, there's only so much time you can invest in study. You know, this thing's got its limits. So I went around the corner to this art store, this art supply store, and I bought some canvas and some primary colours, and I taught myself how to paint. And that was awesome to fill in the spare time, because, like, let's be honest, man, there was a lot of it. And looking at the stats over the last 6 months, like the alcohol stats and some of the binge eating's been going on, I think I dodged a bullet there. And the last thing was the social connection. Like, I had a few slip-ups early on with a bit of excessive drinking, you know. And then I found out my meetings were online. The meetings I was going to in Kirribilli, they changed to online meetings. So I started checking in with them, started doing some Zoom chats with other fellas as well, and I started connecting with my family as much as I could, you know, given the circumstances. Movement, meaning and mates. And, like, let's have a look at the results, right? Someone with a history like mine, I've got a lot of addictive behaviours that, yeah, haven't really served me over the years. And when lockdown hit, like, what should have happened? Thrown out of work, all this time on my hands, bored, isolated, like, really, what should have happened would have been me just falling back straight away into all that old stuff that I used to do. Like, it's kind of a miracle it didn't actually. I don't know, there's probably some other reasons to explain why, you know, but definitely what helped a lot was the movement, the meaning and the mates. So when lockdown hit, I was still kind of going a little bit overboard with the booze. I was in a job where I wasn't like, it kind of served its purpose. It wasn't really ticking the boxes for me anymore, and you know, so I was going okay. But yeah, like, I should have hit the skids hard, man. Instead, I came out of lockdown in the best physical shape of my life, with a counselling diploma, speaking on stage in high schools, running wellbeing workshops with high school students, and now doing psych at the Uni of New South Wales and killing it. Like, I don't know, the results are pretty clear to me, man. So my suggestion, man, you don't have to like transform your whole life or anything like that. You don't have to change careers or anything, but like unless you got a serious disability, like physical disability, you can always improvise when it comes to movement, yeah. When it comes to meaning, like if you've lost your job or you've lost your purpose, find a new one, man. It might be telling you something. And if you haven't, or like say if your hobbies, for example, are taken from you, just find new ones. I never thought I was going to be an artist. Turns out I'm not bad at it. And the social connection, man. Like if you're in lockdown and you're struggling, tap into the power of the modern age, man. Like use things like Skype and Zoom and just the old blah. Reach out to people. Movement, meaning, and mates. It's this like tripod of mental health and well-being. Get those foundations right. Everything else flows. I promise, man. If you like what you've seen, drop a comment in the section below, or like it, or share it, or do whatever you want with it, and ask yourself, how much do you want to be here?